Hey, it's Michelle Bett, and it's a beautiful day, so I thought I'd come here and film some videos for you today. And one of the things that we're talking about and that you might see in the next little while coming from me is some discussions around time and behavior. So one of the things, I'm trained as an NLP practitioner and coach. That's part of my whole education as a facial intelligence expert and communications expert. That's part of the tools that I have in my toolbox. And one of the things that is part of the NLP philosophy is this concept that how you do anything is how you do everything. And it's interesting to me because I think that is true on an innate level. So we're programmed to behave in certain ways based on what our faces tell us about those facial personality types or archetypes. But there's also things that we learn how to do and then we do everything that way. And so one of the things that I have been reflecting on lately, especially because of what's going on with my clients and in my own life, especially even in my home life with my kids, because everybody's been kind of home more with this COVID thing, is that how you spend your time is how you spend anything, or how you spend anything is how you spend your time. So really that's, are you strategic or are you not? Are you, and what I mean by that is, so for example, I ask my kids to help clean the house, and they kind of do it in this like disjointed kind of way, like, oh, I'll vacuum here today and then I'll, do the floors tomorrow, or there's no, and I watch this because I'm an observer, a people watcher, and I'm watching this and I'm thinking, what the heck? And I remember being taught by a very royal and very warrior mom and dad about a strategy to doing anything, especially cleaning the house. So you start with this room and then you start with that and you do this first and you do that. You vacuum before you dust before you vacuum, and you do whatever. I can't remember all my cleaning right now. It's so ingrained that if I go to do it, it just comes out like it's unconscious. So, but what I found is that I've had to teach that strategy to my children. Like, there's this way to do things and there's a step-by-step, but you can also do it within the parameters of your own personality. So you can still have a step-by-step and be a sagey kind of flow person. You just have to understand that how that you fit a framework into flow for you, or fun into structure for you, depending on your archetype. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, because especially when working with some clients recently, what we're finding is that there's a clear outcome that they want to achieve, but the strategy is not laid out, and so they're spending their time trying to get to the outcome in this disjointed kind of way. And looking at their faces, we're now able, the client and I with their team members, able to try and fit in strategies that work for that person based on their innate design, and then how they need the structure to feel and be talked about so that they can build some good way of spending their time to get to that outcome. And that's what I really wanted to talk to you about in terms of coaching and the way that you run your practice to be more successful from a sales perspective. So I want you to think about, how are you spending your time, and are you being as strategic as possible? Because how you spend anything is how you spend everything. And so how you spend your time, whether it's strategic or not, can be the difference between closing more sales or not. And so what I mean by that is that if you have a strategy to get people to, say, a one-on-one discovery call or strategy call, however you describe it for your business, If you don't have the right tools and parameters in place, then potentially those calls are not converting into actual clients that pay for your high ticket services and that you're able to help, because you're spending that call inefficiently. You may be spending your time actually coaching on that call when you should just be amplifying and illuminating the problem and the gap. You may be coming from your point of view and not really looking at the face of your potential client and seeing how they need to hear the structure of your program in order to be most resonant with you and give you that yes. So are you putting all the right things in place? Do you have the right tools in place to help you be the most successful you can be in the time that you spend on those strategy calls with those potential clients? And so that's what I want you to reevaluate today. And if you think there are ways that you can do that more efficiently, more resonantly, better for you, then I would take some time and try and refine that process so that you can be more successful. And if you think that you need more tools like facial acuity, which I think is one of the #1 tools that really makes the difference on closing more of those sales, then I'm here to help you understand that process more and to see how we can fit that into your strategy call strategy. So until next time, I'm Michelle Butt. Thanks for sharing this time with me, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.